Hello and welcome to Dickinson Real Deal. Now on this show, we help members of the public to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and buy your treasures off you by offering you a tempting sum of money.
£100?
No, I don't think so.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say no. Reject that. Go to auction. We may just get you a little bit more money there. Today the show comes to you from St. Albans. There's a great crowd of local people. They brought along their treasures. They want to sit down with our dealers. They want to do business. They want to walk away, well, of course, with the real deal.
The den's filling up fast, so there's no time to waste. It's over to Ian Towning's table where Claire's waiting to do business.
I brought a collection of Wedgewood Pottery and expecting to get between £80 and £100.
It has to be bought very cheaply, sold very cheaply, so let's hope I get it at a good price.
Oh dear, doesn't sound like Ian's feeling generous today. Good luck, Claire.
Wedgewood Jasperware. Have you collected this all by yourself?
No, it's my husband's nan's.
Your husband's nan. And she collected it, I take it, in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
That's when it was very popular. And you have no desire to keep any of it?
No, not really. It's not really to my taste.
It's not your taste?
No, unfortunately.
It's not mine. If it was encrusted in diamonds, it would be my taste, you know. Take away the white and fill it with diamonds,
yes.
You know. Usually very well marked, very clearly marked, you know. Take, for example, you know, Wedgewood, made in England, very clear marks, so it's very easy to identify it as to what it is. I mean, the work is very pretty, you know, really, really pretty. So you can understand the desire to collect it, because the detail is there. Even though it's not your cup of tea, it's not my cup of tea, you know, you can understand people wanting 2 or 3 pieces around the house, you know. It's very pretty, very, very pretty. Unfortunately, the market for this has died, you know. I had about, I think, 8 or 10 pieces in the shop for about 3 or 4 years. And what I kept doing, when people came from various charities, I would give them a piece for their charity because I thought it was the only way I was going to get rid of it.
Okay.
And if I buy it, I guess that's going to be the same case over here. Okay? And I'll just do one offer. Okay, one sum of money. Are you ready for this? 50, 100, 150. And that's my final offer.
Now, he likes it. You know he likes it, don't he? So, £150. How does that sound to you? Before I tell you what the independent valuers say, what do you think?
It sounds reasonable.
Well, they say 80 to 120, which I think is a little bit on the low side. There are 20 items here. I suppose they've got to be worth a tenner apiece. Mind you, some of the smaller items. I'm going to have no hesitation on this occasion only, mark my words. I think the offer's quite fair. It's attractive, it's very beautiful, this Jasperware, but it isn't the most commercial thing at the moment. Ian likes it. He's willing to pay for it, and I'm going to say, Ian, good deal, mate.
So there you are.
Okay.
150 is more than I wanted to spend, and you've got a good offer there. So you're happy with the offer?
I am.
And quite happy to accept it?
Yes, I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Ian.
it. Thank you.
Cheers.
I paid far too much for it, but I dare say I will sell it all.
Feeling confident, Ian? Well, we'll find out later if you're right. Next up, it's Simon Schneider. Will he have the Midas touch?
Nice deal coming up now for 3 sovereigns, 2 half sovereigns. I'm sure the contributor will know what they're worth to the penny, but if I can get a little profit, I'll be happy.
I believe the scrap value is about £990 to £1,000, and I'm hoping to get about 90% of that.
Well, you know your onions. Simon wasn't wrong.
What, you brought in a few chocolate coins?
I have.
Now, I think everybody knows what these are, Jeff. We've got 3 full sovereigns that weigh 8 grams each and 2 half sovereigns which weigh 4 grams each. Now, is this something you've collected yourself?
No, these were handed down to me. Well, one of them was given to me when I got married by my mother, and the others were handed down when parents became deceased.
So they've just been something that's been in the family, for years. Well, actually, you're very shrewd, because the gold price at the moment, as I think most people are aware, not only has it gone up, it's sustained at a reasonably high level, and it seems to be holding on very well at the moment. How much do you want for them?
As much as you're prepared to offer.
Let's have a go, see if we can buy these off you, Jeff. 50, 1, 50, 2, 50, 3, 50, 4, 50, 5, 50, 6, 50, 7, 50, 850 pounds. That leaves me £149 profit on today's prices. If you put them in auction, because of the buyer's premium, you're not going to get that much.
I was hoping for just a little bit more, please.
Well, look, I can see Mr. Dickinson hovering in the background there. Let's see what he thinks.
Well, 3 sovereigns at 250 is 750. 2 half sovereigns at 120.
990.
990. What's on the table?
850.
We need to pull this profit down a little bit. £990.
I'd agree
We
with that.
want to give Simon a nice little taster, as we say. 850. I would have thought...
£900. That's 10%.
I can't really argue with that, so I'm going to back away here. 90 quid is his profit margin. I think, all in all, the 10% margin he's going to make is realistic and fair.
Jeff, £900. That is, it leaves me 10% profit. And should by chance gold go down before I sell them, it might not even be that much. So I think that is a very fair bid, and it's as much as I want to pay for them.
Well, thank you very much, Simon. I think you've made a very fair offer, and I'm happy to accept. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you for coming in
Thank
today,
you very
Jeff.
much.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. I've earned myself 10%. That's not bad, £90. I'd like to do that all day long.
Bet you would, golden boy. Now, let's see if Karen Delmeni can do just as well with her first deal of the day.
Michelle, lovely
Hi,
to meet
lovely
you.
to meet you.
And I'm getting really excited because I spotted a name I'd quite like to see on
okay.
that box, and it is a Rolex.
It is.
So I can see it's a watch.
Yeah.
So what's the history of it?
It actually belongs to my stepdaughter. Her grandmother passed away, unfortunately, a few years ago, and her grandfather thought it would be a nice gift to give to her in memory. And the lovely thing is that she's actually expecting a baby now. So we thought it would be a nice idea to sell it, and the money used to buy a present for the baby, as a present from the grandmother, if you like.
So she wasn't brave enough to face me
No,
today.
she's too shy. She is here, but she's
sent
too shy.
stepmom
Yeah.
along, has she?
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Right, so let's have a little look. It's a little tiny Rolex movement, isn't it? But I think, am I right, it's been put into
I believe
a
it
replacement strap?
Yeah, I believe it has. We don't really know the history of it at all,
Yeah.
so...
Okay. Right, little Rolex precision. Fine, that's all fine. Time to get some money out. So, Prezi for the baby, eh?
Yes, it's got to be a good Prezi.
Pressure. Right. 50, 100, 150. Got to dig deep here, haven't I, Michelle? 200. And I'm going to put that right under your nose so you can see the colour of my money.
It's really pretty.
It is.
It is pretty, but I would like to see a little bit more.
Yeah. Expensive, Prezi.
Yeah, but I can tell you love it. So.
I love gold.
It's your own fault.
Okay,
You
I
look
do.
too keen.
All right, let's build that put up a little bit more then. I'm going to put another 40 quid down, so that takes you up to £290. And I'm pretty much there, Michelle, because there's a little bit left. I know there's a little bit left in it.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great offer. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank you for
very
giving me
much.
such a hard time.
Thank you.
And all the best to your
Thank
stepdaughter.
you.
And hope the baby's gorgeous, which I'm sure it will be.
Also coming up, will David help Ian hit all the right notes in his next deal?
No.
Or would the Duke's advice fall on deaf ears?
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from St Albans.
I'm Janice.
Now let's steam ahead to Janice Keyes' table, where Roger's waiting to strike a deal with his train set.
I would accept £80. We've had it in the family for over 50 years. Anything more would be a bonus, but we'll see.
Oh, I hope Janice's offer is on the right track, Roger.
I see you brought me a train set. What can you tell me about it?
Well, I had it as a present, as a Christmas present when I was 8 or 9, and it's been in the family ever since. Over the years, I've often thought it would be nice if someone else could have it and enjoy it, and so the opportunity has obviously come today, so here I am.
Well, you've looked after it very well. It's in lovely condition. This is only a small part of it. There are lots of boxes of track, and there is a transformer as well for the power. And is it London, Midland, Southern?
I believe the train is Princess Elizabeth, so I think it's a London to Scotland train.
London to Scotland train.
Yes.
And it's all in lovely condition. You obviously looked after it really well.
And when it was put away, and it was probably put away 45 years ago, it was in full working condition, so I assume it still works.
Yeah. Well, let's see what I can do and see if I can try and buy it from you.
Thank you.
Right. We start with 20, £30. How's that?
I would like a little bit more if possible.
A little bit more if possible. What about 35? That's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, but I do think because of its age and condition that it probably is worth more than that.
I recently bought a couple of these train sets, and I have lost so much money.
Oh, right, have you?
But I do, to be fair to you, I think this is in nice condition. So I'll put a little bit more on and see what we can do. So if I put £40 down, how's that?
Would you go a little bit more, Janice?
I'll go £5 more, 45, and that is really as far as I'm prepared to go.
I'd like to go a bit more if I could.
All right. If I take the 5 away and we put 10 down and we're at 50, how's that? Do we have a deal?
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you
very
much.
Roger, what happened to the £80 you wanted?
I probably should have held out for more. But there you are, that's life, isn't it? I'm pleased to have sold it.
Lovely to meet
Well,
you.
let's see if Tanya over on Ian's table has better luck with her item.
I brought along a Violin Brooch, which is a unique piece, and I'm hoping to make between £350 and £500.
But will Ian be singing from the same hymn sheet?
Very pretty brooch, yeah. So, is it yours?
It's for the families, yeah.
Families?
Yeah.
It's an heirloom.
Yes, it was my nan's.
It was your nan?
Yeah.
And how did she get it, do you know?
My granddad worked in a jeweller's and he got it specially made for her, so it's a one-off
It's a
piece.
one-off?
One-off piece. And I think the stones and the rubies, the diamonds and the rubies came from an engagement ring that she had.
And why are you selling something that it belongs to your grandmother?
She passed away a long time ago now, and it's just been sitting in the drawer and nobody wears it.
Nobody wears it? Now, I can understand that because brooches are totally out of fashion, which is a pity, you know. And when you see beautiful work like that sitting in a drawer, or that people will not, you know, take out and use and enjoy, I think it's very sad. You know, so I'm trying to encourage people to wear beautiful things. They're beautifully made. Somebody sat and handmade that item. You know, the rubies beneath, the diamonds over here. You know, it's very pretty, very, very pretty. I know it's quite late. It's 1992 according to the hallmark, and it's 18 karat. So you know, it's got everything going for it as far as I'm concerned.
Good.
Okay. So that's an advantage, I guess. So value 50, 100, 150, 200. 250. 300 pounds. Okay.
No.
No.
Won't. No.
He's very good at it.
He fiddles a good tune, this man, doesn't he? Absolutely superb quality. Between 300 and 500 is the area of estimation. Ian is being rather careful at £300. There is about 250 quid's worth of gold there. I think £300 is not generous enough. It needs to be about 400 quid. If not, we may play a very nice tune at auction.
At £350, that would be it. You know, I had got to sell it. And you can take the risk at auction. I don't see it making the auction result that they're saying. But, you know, that's entirely up to you. I would put the extra £50 that I said I would do. So that's 350, but I would not pay any more than that.
Okay, I think I'll take it to auction then.
Fine. Have you ever been to auction?
I have, but I never sold anything.
Never.
Never.
Well, let's hope you take this to auction and it makes a 500 that they say it will make.
Hopefully.
Okay, so good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Did Tanya make the right choice turning down Ian's offer? Time to find out as it goes under the hammer of auctioneer William Rouse.
Why did you turn down the 350?
I just thought I'd gamble it and come here.
Tara said she thought she'd gamble, she might get more. Estimate is 300 to 500. The reserve is 300. Now, you could not have this made for £300 or £400 or £500, not in my opinion, because it's modern. But is there someone here in the room that will recognise that fact? We're about to find out. It is coming up now. Let's see if the violin plays a romantic tune here in the sale room.
195A is a pretty little brooch modelled as a violin and bow, set with diamonds and rubies, and bit of interest in it already. I'm bid £200 straight on the book, and 210 I'll take. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 240 here.
It's at 240.
250.
250 in the room.
270, 280, 290, 300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400. £400 further away.
It's at £400 in the room.
£400, you all done and finished? I'm going to sell it. £400 then.
The gavel has gone down at £400, way over the reserve of £300. We have to take away the commission. That leaves you with about £328. Now, what are you going to do with the money?
My sister's getting married in Cuba next year, so it will go towards that.
So she's getting married in Cuba. It's all going to go into the kitty. This is part and parcel of paying for it. It's going to be a great time out there in Cuba.
Well, Tanya got less money than Ian offered, but that holiday in the sun sounds good.
Here it goes.
Still to come, wishful thinking from Simon.
So I'm going to try and tempt you with some money now, Derek. And I'm hoping you're just going to say yes.
I'm sure you are.
Will it work? Find out after the break. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal in St Albans. The den's bursting at its seams, so better get over to Simon's table for his next deal. David and auctioneer William Rouse are standing by, so it's time to find out what's in Derek's box, Simon.
Let's see what you've bought in this nice little box, shall we? So if I open the box, we can see a nice heart-shaped, silver-framed travelling clock. Pretty little thing, Derek.
Yes.
Now, how did you come to own this?
I came to own this back in the 70s, mid-70s. I was in the antique trade as a furniture restorer.
Oh, right.
And this comes from the grandfather of the owner of the shop that I worked for. Right. I bought it off him. I'm retired now, so...
Time to move it on.
It's time to move it on, I think.
I had a quick look at it earlier. My only reservations about it, and I'm a little bit saddened by it, is the face has been repaired quite badly, the actual enamel dial, because it does make a huge difference. And if I am lucky enough to buy it from you today, I'll have to have that face done, and that is an added expense onto the cost of it.
Yes.
It's got a lot of things in its favour, and I'd much rather talk about the positives than the negatives with it. For starters, the shape of it is gorgeous. Anything heart-shaped is always very desirable. This particular one was made in Birmingham in 1886. I don't recognise the maker, it's DC & Company, and I haven't had a chance to look it up. But it's a very nice quality silver mount. I just wish the face wasn't damaged on it.
Now that looks to be a delightful commercial object. We have a silver clock, probably for a lady's dressing table or a lady's boudoir, dare we say, but very nice item. What do you think about it, William?
I think, as you say, it's desperately commercial. There is a bit of damage. It's not the face is damaged, but also the way that the case fits onto the back plate. It's slightly awkward, and so it needs a little bit of work by a silversmith, but it's not too difficult. Having said that, as you say, it's a fantastic shape and very decorative.
Now, you've placed a £150 to £200 estimate
Which
on
is
this.
conservative.
I think it's very conservative, and also our independent valuers, they are in unison with you. They've said 150 to 2. Well, this is one occasion where I think I disagree with both. That looks more like £200 to £300 to me. It could even bring a little bit more. Now, Simon, our dealer, is a very astute dealer. I just know he'll love this, and I know he'll go for it. But how much will he put on the table? Let's find out.
So I'm going to try and tempt you with some money now, Derek.
Right.
And I'm hoping you're just going to say yes.
I'm sure you are.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100, £120.
Yeah, it's slightly getting warm. That's about
I mean, I have to say again, if it wasn't for the damage to the face, I would go a lot stronger on that.
Yes.
Go on. £140.
No.
Well, there's £140 there, which is just shy of your lower estimate. I see now you are cocking your nose a little bit and saying, I'm not happy with that. You think it's worth more?
I think the chances are we probably would do better, yes.
Okay. I'm going to say I really believe in this. I think it's worth more. I'm going to get in there and tell our seller, tick-tock, this is a winner.
Let's see what Mr. Dickinson thinks about this.
Well, I like it, Derek. I think this is a very commercial-looking item. Our independent valuers and auctioneer, they are saying 150 to 2. I feel it's worth more. Because of its shape, its silver, its commerciality, I think 140 is low. I'd be looking at 2 to 3. I'm going against the valuers. If we gamble and go to auction, we can fall down.
Yes.
It could fade, but I think it has enough going for it to bring somewhere in that, maybe 250, but I may be wrong. So think about this, and if we go to the auction, we could be gambling, but I like it.
I agree with what David said, you know, and I don't want to harp on about this damage, but that is what's drawing me back. But I don't want you to take it to auction. 160, £165.
No, I think really I would like it to go to auction on that then.
How much more do you think you'll get in auction?
Well, in honesty, I think it'll probably do between the 200 to 250.
If it made 250, time you knock off the commission and everything, you'd just be over the 2, wouldn't you? Let's take that away. There's 160 there. £200. I don't want you to go to auction with it. I don't want you to end up making 200 in auction and you going home with 160 quid.
I think if you put another £20 down, we'd have a deal.
220. So the trouble is I want to earn something on it. And I agree with everything David said, and it's commercial and it's lovely and I like it. But I don't want to have it forever, Derek.
No.
I want to have it for as short a time as possible and get the money back with a little bit more on top. That's what it's all about.
As a present to your wife or something.
210.
Yeah, fair enough. We've got a deal.
Thank you very much for coming in today. Thank you for bringing in such a lovely item.
OK, then.
Come on, Derek, tell us how much you paid for it.
In 78, I paid £1 for it and paid it off at 25 pence a week out of her apprentice wages.
Well, haven't you come a long way since? Now it's back to the den and over to Karen for her next deal. What will she make of Yvonne's items?
A couple of vases arrived with dirty great big bugs on them. Don't know what that's about, but could be interesting.
Let's find out, shall we?
These are rather nice, actually, aren't they?
Yes, I've had them for 40-odd years, and I do like Japanese and Chinese artifacts, and it's time now to start shedding a few.
OK. So we established that they were Oriental. Japanese?
Japanese,
yeah.
Yes.
And they're bronzes, aren't they?
They're bronzes,
OK,
yes.
and we know that. We picked one up, it's pretty heavy anyway.
Heavy, yeah.
Right, they're quite interesting. I mean, we've got this sort of square shape as a pair. We've got this faux bamboo decoration and leaf decoration coming down here. And this like basket weave almost.
Yeah, that's how they have them when they collect the locusts.
Oh, really?
They collect them in there.
So these gigantic bugs on the front then?
Yeah,
they're
locusts. And
are they?
These are sort of a replica of a basket, you know, they use in China and Japan.
Oh, that's really
yes,
interesting.
in days gone by.
I'm not sure what my feelings are about the bugs on them. There's something slightly scary about them. But, you know, it's a good, strong market for this sort of thing at the moment, I have to say. I'm going to be honest. And I'm definitely going to have a go at buying them off you, Yvonne, because I think they're, from my point of view, nice things to try and buy off you.
But they weren't cheap. They were, you know, they were genuine.
They were quite expensive then, were they?
Expensive,
Remember?
yes. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for that. Right. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, Yvonne. 60, 80, 200, 300, 400 quid.
Not quite enough, really.
Are you sure?
Quite sure.
I thought that was a really good, strong bid.
Not quite sure.
Because a few years ago, I wouldn't have been able to put that amount of money down, but I can now.
They are bronzes, and they are, I know the value.
Hang on, there's another £40 there, so that's £440.
I was hoping for more. I'm hoping for more.
Much more?
Because they're a pair, and they're in perfect condition.
Should we ask for some advice?
Yes.
Because I think whether we want it or not, it's about to arrive.
Okay.
Hello, David.
Well, there's varying opinions on these. We've looked across, I've spoken to my independent specialists. We think they're the latter part of the 19th, maybe turning into the 20th century. 5 to 7, 5 to 8 is where they are saying. I think it's a closer on thing. My only feeling is this: they're not quality enough to be what I call first grade, circa 1900 Japanese bronzeware. Some of those items are fabulous. These are decorative, and they are interior decorator lots. I would have thought if you can compromise with another 20 quid, 25 quid, that's where they should be.
Another 25?
I had 20.
25?
I'll put another 20 down, Yvonne. It's very tight. I really am not going to make a lot out of them, but I'm more than happy to buy them.
Okay.
460 and we've got a deal.
You got a deal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And enjoy spending it.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to buy stuff straight from the house, fresh goods, as we say. I think there's a bit left in those. Quite excited, actually.
Well, the Duke didn't rate them as much as the valuers, so let's hope you're right, Karen. Coming up, these car brochures get the Duke's heart racing.
Get these bought. There is gold in these. Someone will give you 100 quid for that book alone, believe you me.
And they rev up the auction too.
420, 440, 460.
They're speeding along. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
It's certainly been a great day in St Albans, and the treasures are still flooding in. So we've just got to squeeze in one more deal with Fred's car brochures.
I think they're really kitsch and it's a lovely collection, but I really don't know what they're worth. Your guess is as good as mine.
Well, Fred's got his ideas, Simon.
Hopefully, get about £200.
Right, boys, start your engines.
You brought in a massive amount, we can't show them all here, of these wonderful brochures. How come you've got all these?
I don't know whether I should tell you this or not. I actually found them on a skip.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Recently, or?
About 20 years ago.
So you obviously liked them when you found them on a skip, because you didn't get rid of them, you've kept them.
Yeah, well, I thought, you know, that they look quite good. But the problem is, they've been in my loft for 20 years, so I thought it was about time I you know, got them out and brought them along and see what we can get from.
Is there any particular favourites of yours here? Or?
Well, I quite like the 3D ones there.
With the original 3D glasses.
Which is quite topical at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, just...
Shows you there's nothing new, doesn't it? Because what's that, from the 50s, I would think?
Probably, yeah.
I have to say, this one really caught my eye. I mean, what a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Absolutely drop-dead gorgeous motor car. I really don't know how to value these, because I've never seen anything like it. And I'm sure, you know, nowadays people collect just about everything, and I'm sure out there, watching today, there are some people who collect anything to do with cars, and it's a really interesting lot. But I'm a bit lost as how to value it, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Okay.
I'm going to make you an offer. I don't know whether you're going to be impressed or not. I wouldn't know what to do with these if you said yes, but there's £60 there. David's going to come and tell me off now.
Okay. Now, I always say about this man, one of the sharpest, smoothest, cleverest dealers on our circuit.
Yeah, quite so.
On this occasion, he has not taken in the full content here. How many brochures are there altogether?
I don't exactly know, but there's quite a few. I've never actually counted them.
Hundreds rather than,
yeah.
150 to 250 is the estimate. I'm going to say this to you, get these bought. There is gold in these. You see that 140?
Yeah.
There are collectors out there that are restoring a 140. They'll pay £10,000 to have it reupholstered. They will give their right arm to own that book. Someone will give you 100 quid for that book alone, believe you me. The condition of it is like new. Simon, do yourself a favour, get 150 quid in and you will get a bargain.
There you go.
That's being told, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only problem, I'm sure David's right, but I wouldn't know how on earth to sell them, but... £100.
No, I don't think so.
You know what your other option is, isn't it? He's coming back to tell me, buy him. He's going to say buy him, buy him.
Think of the sound of the 120. Get 150 in, do yourself a favour.
Would you take 150 for him?
I don't know.
120.
No.
140. 160.
Maybe a little bit more. I mean, he's got me quite excited now about going to auction.
I'm going to stick on my 160.
Yeah. OK, then. I think I'll take them.
You're going to try them?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll be really interested to see how they go. I wish you the best of luck with them, Fred.
Thanks for that anyway,
And thank you very much for bringing them in.
Thank you.
David was quite excited about them, but I'm afraid I wasn't, so I'm not too sad to see them go to auction.
Well, you don't know how much they're gonna go for yet, Simon.
Now, this big lad here in front of me, now you're Mark Hinton, and you're the son of Fred.
Yes.
Because on the dealer's day, it was your dad that came along.
It was, yeah.
Dad found these car brochures in a skip 20 years ago. He had permission, he told me, and he took them home. They're coming up now. He turned down £160 from one of our dealers, Simon Schneider. The reserve is 150. He's decided to gamble and come to the auction. Let's see what happens. They're coming up now.
Well, I'm glad to say I already have a bit of interest in it.
He says there's interest in it.
Start bidding straight off at £130.
So 130.
150, 160.
That's passing the reserve now.
190, 200.
He turned down an offer of 160 from Simon Schneider. That's been blown away now.
250, 260, 270.
It's racing along. Those car brochures, they're speeding along.
Anybody else? 300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400, 420, 440, 460, 480, 550, 550, then it is...
550. Have you played poker? You're not even blinking at this. £550. OK, the gavel has gone down £550. I was looking at Mark's face. He was like Steve McQueen. He was just looking like that. There wasn't a flicker on your face. Were you surprised? Your dad turned down 160 quid.
He wanted to send it to auction, and I think he'll be very happy with that. That would be...
I mean, I thought to myself, yeah, it's worth a couple of hundred, 250 quid.
Yeah.
I thought it's a good lot, but it really stormed away. And they eventually went down at 550 quid. You're going home with £451 after we take away the commission. It has brought a smile to your face. Now tell me, is Dad going to give you a little bit of a treat for this?
I think I'll get a commission as well. So,
bit of a commission?
Yeah.
Well, that's the best thing. On the day, it's taken us all by surprise. These wonderful brochures, this ephemera motorcar memorabilia, absolutely fantastic, in mint condition. 550 under the gavel, taking home £451. Boom! I tell you what, they can go to the speed, can't they?
They sure can, David. Now, let's go round our circuit of dealers to see who's on top of the podium with their profits today.
150.
The Wedgewood set left Ian in the pits. It wasn't quite bling enough for him.
If it was encrusted in diamonds, it would be my taste, you know.
But he still put down £150, and even though he's sold some of it, he's yet to see a profit. Janice's chances of a profit have been stalled too.
I recently bought a couple of these train sets, and I have lost so much money.
And this one's no different. She hasn't seen a penny back for her £50, as it remains unsold. Simon moved into pole position when he laid out £900 for Jeff's sovereigns.
Pleasure doing business with you.
It was for Simon, as he earned a tidy sum at the bullion house. But he fell back in the race when he bought Derek's Victorian travel clock for £210.
But I don't want to have it forever, Derek.
Well, you might, Simon, because for now it remains unsold. So it's Karen who takes the checkered flag today. She flashed the cash for the gold designer watch. £290 of it.
And I'm going to put that right under your nose so you can see the colour of my money.
It's really pretty.
And turned it into a nice little earner. And even though her selective hearing didn't work when she bid for the Japanese vases...
If you can compromise with another 20 quid, 25 quid, that's where they should be.
Another 25? I heard 20.
She clinched a deal at £460 and sold them for a tidy sum, securing her position as our Grand Prix winner.
There's been a lot of spirited bidding here in the auction. Lots of people waving their hands, the internet going at it. That's what we like to see on this programme. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. TTFN, ta-ta for now.